Gotta keep my routine. You know how it is.
The touchdown stat with Jahmyr Gibbs, about 40 touchdowns before his 24th birthday.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's joining some names like Barry Sanders,
Yep.
Jim Brown, Andy Moss. I mean, that's pretty rare stuff. Now you've been around him for a while, do you marvel at the production a little bit?
You know, what's funny, and I'm trying to keep this as truthful as I can be. I remember going to see Ja in high school, and me and my friend go up to watch him, and he's in a scrimmage game, and I watched his first run, and he broke a run for like 60 yards. And I looked up in the crowd because his other colleges there that's recruiting him, and I looked up to the crowd, and my friend looked at me, and he sort of like shooed me away, like I see, because I have my friends watch guys, because we grew up together, so I have my close friends watch running backs when I was recruiting them. And when I got off the field and my friend came, I said, he's way better than me. I said, this kid is unbelievable. And the first time I watched him on film, he had it. And it's sort of mind-boggling that a lot of people missed out on that. And I'm thankful I did. You know what I mean? You could have the chance to recognize it, but Ja has always been explosive. His first scrimmage at Georgia Tech, I lie to you not, he scrimmaged 20 plays and was not on the ground one play. Didn't get tackled. Wasn't on the ground, broke tackles. And so, to see him continue to grow and to be the same person, but to continue to work like he's been working really hard in practice. And usually during the middle to the end of the year, he really, really gets his legs underneath him. And so where he's at right now, I got to continue to harp on him about the little details, the toughness, the finishing the runs, the seeing fronts, the seeing pressure, to sticking his face mask in there on protection. But to see what he's doing right now, it doesn't shock me at all, because that's like seen him since day one. That's how he's always been. And I think he needs to continue to do that. He's going to have to for us to be successful.
Any concern about the personal protection and blitz package?
And so I'm glad you asked that. I have a couple of laws of the jungle. Our first thing is protect the football, then protect the quarterback. In games that we didn't protect the quarterback blocking, stepping up in the A-gap, getting the blitz off the edge. It's back to technique. And, pass protection, most of the time, it's 80% just want to. You got to be willing to stick your face mask in there and fight. It's a 3-second fight. That's what I said most of the time. And so for him, the biggest thing that I think happened to him was when we came out the Minnesota game, because I was on his ass. Tough. Had to be. Sorry for my language. I was on him, and he responded the right way. And that's what you want from players. And so the biggest thing moving forward is to make sure his technique, make sure all those little things are correct, and he's responding the right way. So when he has the block in practice, every time we get a time to have off him and Demo, we over there on the one-man sled. As a coach, that's what I got to do. I got to see what's his weaknesses or things that he's not doing well, and I got to harp on them and stay on them. And I know they probably get tired of me saying it, but, the coaches that get on you the most are the one that love you the most. So that's one of my biggest things for him.
Technical thing as opposed to toughness.
Absolutely. Say for instance, if you got a blitz in A-gap, the first thing you got to do is make sure you got to find your conflict zone where you got to make this block at. Making sure your feet are settled, weights on the inside balls of your feet, ready to shoot your hands low to high, put your face mask on their chin. I say kiss the rim. Put them two right L, you know how we used to have a right L. Put them two screws underneath their chin and shoot your hands low to high. Then you got to reset, because good pass rushers and having a chance to, when I had a chance to block against people like Navarro Bowman or Patrick Willis, who were really good on resetting and making moves out of it, to teach them, once you strike, you got to be ready to move. And then you got to fight. And you got to love to do it too, Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Because that's us being unselfish. When we block for the quarterback and then we get a pass down the field, that's us doing our job to be part of the team, because we get all the shine. And so the technical deals, and he has want to, because I know he's tough. And that's what I love about him. You know what I'm saying? And to challenge him in that way, he responded the right way these last couple of weeks. So, I'm happy for him.
Hey, Tashard, who is the most challenging linebacker you had to pass block against?
Navarro Bowman. And the reason why is because Navarro was able to spin. He was able to hit you with brute force. He was quick. He was bigger than you anyway. But he hit you with brute force, and then him to retrace him and Patrick when we played San Fran, I thought they was the best ones I've ever faced. You know what I mean? Because they was really good at pad level. They'll shock you. They can shock and shed. They can bull rush you. And then the hardest one to me was always when somebody gave you a move and then bull rush you, because you had to be alert because they were quick. So getting out the quarterback lap, getting 2 or 3 yards off the spot was really huge huge for us. It's something I had to really work on. And so being in that position, able to teach these guys all the little details, because you have to. When you're going against great players, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but you can't get the quarterback hit. You can't have a quarterback in the pocket worrying about if you're going to pick up this protection. That's one of the things you have to try to do to make sure you can eliminate that, and that's one of the things I've been harping on them about constantly.
It's gotta
I
be.
feel like your coaching style is translated to the professional ranks. I mean, is it a big difference in dealing with pros and dealing with college stars? It seems like you're one of the ones that really cares.
You know, I've always, okay, let me say this. When I got into coaching, I got a chance with the Cowboys, and I remember Charles Barkley texted me, and he said, he was just congratulating me because I was working in high school. He was congratulating me, and he said, I asked him, I said, what's the biggest thing I need to know when I'm going and coaching? I want to know about coaching. He said, don't ever lie to your players. And that stuck with me. And so as a player, you like coaches. If it was good or bad, just to shoot me straight. Don't lie to me. If it's bad, I can take it and I know how to work out of it, because we done been through way too much in our lives to hear somebody tell us some critiquing us about our game and we to get mad and put palms up. We're gonna go back into the drawing board and get better. And so when I'm in college, it's a relationship piece. I always talk, you gotta love your players. You gotta love them more. And they gotta know I care about them more than just a transaction or just coaching them. And it starts with the conversation, you just being genuine with them, because they can smell it from a mile away. If you a fraud, they'll know it as soon as you talk to them. And so me getting a chance to be around Demo, Vicky, Craig, Jacob, and not just talking about football all the time. They had to talk about real life stuff, because they all dealing with stuff, and everybody got issues. People dying in people's family, having to take care of this person. It's a lot of stuff thrown at these guys. And so for me to understand where they at, sometimes you got to break the mold sometimes and talk real to them. And then when you shoot them straight and tell them when they're not doing well, you got to harp on them every time, because if you let them slip, coach, every single time. If the track not right, that's wrong. They may not want to hear it. The other day they started talking about it like, Coach, man, we thought you were lame as hell when you first got in here. You know what I mean? So they was like, you said something every time I said something. So I was like, it was just part of it. When you coaching and you want guys to be great, you try to push them. And then they'll respond the right way, because great players love to be coached, man. That's one thing I realized, and I try to keep it that way.
When you look up and down this running back room, you just talked about Craig and Sione, whose journey do you see yourself the most in?
Oh, you know what I tell John Demo, ain't nothing like them. Them jokers get off in the preseason. I'm ready we padded up. I gotta go with special teams. So mine is more like Craig than anything, being the fact that he was a free agent, but I was drafted different, but Craig had a chance to be a free agent and continue to make his role. And when you go upstairs and you hear people say Craig Reynolds' name, it means something. You know, my mom always would tell me that name on the back of your jersey means the most. Choice, that's who you are, that's what you represent for our family. And so for Craig, he made that name good throughout the whole organization, because how he works, his attention to detail, and he's willing to do anything, step up when his opportunity is called. And so when you have guys like that, it's sort of, they understand, like, hey, dude, you got to do this. You can't mess up. You can't do this. You can't do this wrong. You don't have that opportunity. So it's pretty cool to be around them, man. It's funny because them two jokers, man, I think they living the life.
What do you see in Nakobe Dean when you watch him play?
Okay, so going against Nakobe in college at Georgia and the same at the Eagles, very instinctive, true leader. And that's probably one of his best qualities, because when he like just being around him and knowing him, being around him when he's on the defensive side of the ball, he's going to make sure everybody's doing it right. And so to do that, like, you know, he has to do everything right. And so I see instinctiveness. He can tackle the football. Coming back from injury, he still looks like he has a burst in acceleration. So when he sniffs any type of run game, screen game, he's going to be there. You ain't going to trick him. You got to go win. You got to win that one-on-one battle. So knowing who he is, he's the same football player, but even smarter, because he's been in the league. And when you're down, like, you know, when you have injuries, you may not have the physical, but you got the mental. The mental has to accelerate. And so watching him on film, that's the same. That's what I see. And so I know who this dude is. It's going to be a war. And it's absolutely what you want. I love going against him. Great competitor, good linebacker. I love it.
Coming out of
Last one, Justin.
last week, rhythm and flow was kind of a big topic of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You got David in on the first series this time, and then you got him in the second series. There was a 15-15 carry balance. How important was it to kind of find that balance between your two backs?
Balance to me is always important, especially when you got guys that got a set of skills, and I think they can be erasers on the football field, meaning when something is not there, they can create. As coach, and we go through the game plan, there's certain plays that you want certain guys in because you know their skill set fits it best. The one thing that I've always said is the more you can have more you can convert third downs, the more you have drives where you are successful, more guys get to play. And the competition part, because you have competitors and both of them want the ball, which they should. As a running back, you want the ball in your hands, but at the same time, you love when the guy next to you that works just as hard as you do and he's doing really well, it just makes you want to do even more. And you're doing it for the purpose of the work you've done, the work we've done on the offense, and not necessarily going against each other, because that's what John Demo, they really both want the football. Don't get it twisted. They want to be the guy. Don't get it twisted. But at the same time, they understand that when you're a collective and you're together, it's better for the whole team. And now we can be better. And so the rhythm of getting them both on the football field to get in rhythm of the football game is really important. And so we got to continue to do that. We got to start fast. We got to continue to keep long drives. We got to convert on third downs. It's going to be critical for us.
Tashard, getting Demo involved early did seem pretty intentional last week. Just what kind of effect did you see that have on him over the course of the game?
Just in tune. Like Demo is a quiet person. He's not gonna say much, but at the same time, he sees everything. That's one thing I learned about him and Ja. They're very quiet. They don't like to talk so much, and rightfully so. That's what I was always taught growing up. Be quiet. You got 2 ears, 1 mouth. Be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Listen more than you talk. And so, being around those guys, when you see them, they react different. When a back get in, he gets a feel for the game. And so now when he gets a couple of carries, he understands the defense, he understands what he sees, and so he's able to process even faster. So that is really good because he's one of our best playmakers on the field. So getting them both on the field would be good for us.